What's going on, everybody? It's Lean Dashko.
Brendan here.
And yeah, this is going to be a short stream because, like, it's unacceptable. Like, this is, I know it's the sixth game, and it's a little soon to overreact, but
It's not just one game. This goes back to the series against Montreal where they were up 3-1. You kind of require their determination, their effort. Obviously they blew that series. It's carried over into this season, even in their wins against Montreal. It was okay. I thought they played pretty good in the Ottawa game. I think their best game of the season was actually Monday when they lost against the Rangers.
yeah.
But back-to-back games, lose last night against the Sharks. You're facing Pittsburgh tonight. No Crosby, no Malkin, no Letang, no Carter, no Russ. I said this last night. You think if the Leafs put up an effort tonight, they would have won.
Yeah.
But they just mailed it in from the start. They just didn't care, and it's very frustrating to see.
Honestly, it's for me. It goes back to me. It goes back to the game they lost to David Ayres. Like I just really I feel like this has been going on for a long time now with this group. From when Matthews was brought in and other players have been brought in to kind of play on this team, it just feels like this has been an ongoing issue that it's starting to seem less and less fixable every single game we watch them play.
Well, you can't fire all the players like you can fire a coach and a GM. You can't trade all the players. I don't know. I feel like you just gotta stick with the group. Obviously, it can change it, but my personal belief, I said this last night. I think it's gonna be hard. Their playoff bubble team, they might make the playoffs. They might.
But playing like this, realistic.
Oh, if they're going to be checking out like that, they might as well not even got in their vaccination shots to do a season. Speaking of which, there's only one unvaccinated player in the NHL now. That's Tyler Patuzzi.
Well, until later on, but just like I just feel bad for the fans. Like it's just like we've been here for years, right? There's people that have watched since '67. There's people that have watched when the Leafs last won the cup and have gone through so many years of pain and not being happy watching this team and being bullied online for being Leaf fans. And this is what we see.
The Leafs are
this is what we get.
We're the brunt of jokes in the NHL, especially with that Amazon series. Maybe they should have saved it for this season.
Like I just don't know what else to say. Like it's getting to the point where it's so embarrassing to admit you're a Leafs fan. It's so embarrassing.
Especially when the team decides to put TikTok on their helmets.
Like it's just they're making the money.
The jokes are too easy.
Yeah, like TikTok, the time's up. Like
TikTok, the clock is ticking on this group, on this core. I think Mitch Marner finally had his ice time cut down a little tonight. He took a bad penalty in the offensive zone.
Like think about this.
Jack Campbell.
Yeah. They blamed Freddie. They blamed Babcock. They blamed the depth. They blamed everything. How come it feels like Matthews, Marner, especially Matthews and Tavares, where's the blame on them? Everyone's yelling at all these other players, but it feels like some of the guys that are making all the key money aren't really getting yelled at as much.
Well,
Marner is.
But
a guy like Matthews, like I know he's only his third game, but he's still making almost $12 million. And for someone who's supposed to be this elite goal scorer, this elite forward, a top 5 player, we need to see more out of him. He needs to feel like more of a top 5 player. And right now he doesn't.
We need to see more from everyone. Everyone should be held accountable. If the Leafs have an off day tomorrow, because they just played Friday and Saturday, I would make a practice for tomorrow.
I just don't know how you fix it. Like, yeah, you're right. It could be too soon.
It's not a quick fix. You just got to kind of ride with this team, see what happens at the end of the season.
Yeah, it's just like it's you don't know if it's apathy or if it's just like you don't care. I know you say you're apathetic.
I'm apathetic. I'm not sad. If this was 2 years ago, I'd be sad. I'd be panicking. I'd be like, fucking trade everyone. But right now, I'm just like, whatever. I'm used to it.
Is it just because you feel like maybe this year, like you're kind of getting to the point where you don't care anymore? Like it's just becoming like it's like whatever it is, what it is.
I said before this season, I'm probably going to watch less and tweet less during the season. And I feel like I 5 games, I've been doing that a little.
Yeah. Well, like we're not going to be on here long. Basically, I started to take my notes. and then it was 4-1, and then I gave up taking notes. I just felt like there wasn't a point. If you guys have anything to add, if there's anything you want to say about the game or about the way the team's performing, hit us up in the chats. We'll address your comments. We'd love to hear especially what the Leafs Nation thinks here. But it's just like it's almost like I'm at a loss for. I've never felt like I'm at a loss for where's this team.
This reminds me of the game 2 years ago we played against Pittsburgh. It was the game before Babcock got fired. We had a loss like this. It was like 5-7-1, and the Leafs fell to 500. They played Vegas the next game. They lost. Remember Marc-Andre Fleury made that insane save on Nick Petan? And the next day, Mike Babcock was fired. And they played Boston the night before. It was a Friday-Saturday game. They lost the Boston game too. That weekend reminds me of this weekend.
I mean, it's too early to start firing somebody, but you got to think Kyle Dubas probably right now doesn't feel very comfortable in the general manager spot, and I don't think he really should.
Hey, well, next game is Monday, buddy. Are you going to be there?
I'm going to be there, but are they going to be there?
Are they going to be there? It's a great question. I think the only really thing you could do with the roster now is maybe get Josh Ho-Sang up. I would definitely separate Matthews and Marner.
It's 6 games, but are we going to? Do you think there's a possibility we're overreacting?
Well, could you blame us? How many times we've seen this?
We got a comment. Hello, our first comment. Thanks a lot, man. Mr. Intimiman. I hope I'm not mispronouncing that. Marner Dubas top to go. If nothing comes of this season, it's time to get rid of everyone. Rebuild is like.
I wouldn't get rid of Matthews, but
Marner for sure. I think Marner.
Yeah, it starts with Mitch.
I think
you're not going to trade the captain, John.
You can't. He's got a no trade clause anyways. Where are you going to trade him to?
Yeah.
But yeah, I know. Everyone says that the Leafs Nation fans that me, we're all hard on him. But look what he's doing.
1.36 games, making almost $11 million.
And it's just like you said, he's on it. It doesn't seem like it bothers him in the summer. He's at his cottage doing other things. We got another comment from Abbas Udin. I hope I'm not mispronouncing this. Only line on the team, everyone else is shitting the bed. This team needs a major shakeup. Majority of the team looks lost. What is your? We'll read the other comment after. What's your thoughts on the comment from Mr. Udin?
They do look lost. They look disinterested. They don't look like they want to be there. And I'm not really sure it's on Keefe. I think it's the players.
We got another comment from Mr. Intamin. We aren't overreacting. We're perfectly to feel just angry. I kind of agree with that because that's how I feel. And I know I'm over the top, and my friends say I'm over dramatic, but like it's just getting to the point where like you should be allowed to be angry. We should not feel like this is acceptable.
And it's like I said, it's not just one game. This goes back to the series against Montreal when they were up 3-1 and just mailed it in. It's scary. They look like a fragile, mentally weak group.
And they've looked that way for a few years now.
And and on Monday we see our old friend, Mr. Anderson.
We got a comment from Chris. If Marner gets traded, say goodbye to Matthews, and the whole thing will be for nothing. Yeah, like it just feels like.
It's getting ugly with Mitch. A lot of fans are turning on him. Out of the 4, he's the one who's getting the most criticism.
It's just fun.
Keefe tried to last night. It was Richie who was benched, and a reporter asked, what's up with Richie? And Keefe said, Richie, what about Matthews and Marner? Yeah,
it just feels like it's just getting to the point where I know Mitch can play. I'm not trying to be on here saying he can't play. He's in the NHL. I can't even skate. So for me to say that Mitch Marner can't play or doesn't have the ability to play, I don't know if it's just something mental or if it's just the way things are going for him, but I feel like he can be an effective player.
Well, he was top 5 in points last year.
He was. And he's a good playmaker. He knows how to pass the puck.
I just think the noise outside, the eternal noise, is getting to him, and the pressure of living up to that contract, especially after the bad playoff series.
Yeah. Chris says it's only 6 games. I'm not sweating it. And again,
that's fair. That's fair.
Abyss Udin. Why isn't Keefe changing up the lines? Now, that is a good question because I thought tonight You said it last night, and I kind of agree with you. I think it was time to take Richie off. I know it's not Richie's fault for why he's underperforming, especially if Matthews is not having to, and Marner aren't having their confidence early on right now. But it could have been nice to see a fresh change after coming off kind of a disappointing game, but it wasn't too bad. Tonight was just bad.
I think tonight was. I think we finally saw in the third period. I keep put all the lines in a blender and kind of. But Marner was finally off Matthews. I think he was playing with JT.
What would you put as your first line? What, like, if you have to come back to against Carolina Monday night, like, what are you doing with the lines?
I told you my top 6 would be Matthews. Bunting, Matthews, Nylander, followed by Kasha, JT, and Nylander. Marner. Marner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Abyss Uden. Oh, Sarah says Anderson is getting a shutout.
Yeah, weird. All the Leaf fans told me last year when I was defending Freddie that he couldn't play anymore. I'm not disputing Jack Campbell was the better goalie, but Anderson is still a good goalie, especially when you put him in front of an adequate defense like Carolina. I'm starting to think the Leafs are only good defensively last year. It's because they played in the North Division.
I just think it's funny when everyone, if you don't remember, they put the picture of them, the meme of the Ninja Mutant Turtles, and they have as Mr. Splitter, who's old and broken down, as Frederik Andersen. Looks like it's the other way around.
The Leafs look like an old defeated team. The Leafs look like a team as a core that has so much playoff failures, and it's finally getting to them.
Do you think it's skill or is it pure mental?
It's mental. It's mental.
Do you think it could be fixed, or
it's not a short-term fix? This is the team that we have. It's only going to go as far as the core 4.
And it's just an overall effort, right? Like, at the end of the day, it's just the effort and the mental.
There's no reason why they couldn't beat that team tonight.
There's not.
They're missing 5 good players. 5 of their best players.
Why does it feel like every time there's a back-to-back, this team always seems to falter? Why does it feel like every time this team plays a back-to-back, their effort is just nonchalant?
I wouldn't say like every back-to-back I would question their effort.
Like, we blamed Hutchinson for so long when they would put him on a back-to-back, like, oh, Hutchinson, he can't play. But you look at how they played tonight. Did they play any better?
I'm just going back to Keith. We want to put Michael Hutchinson in the best
maybe they did
spot to succeed.
Maybe they did.
I personally would have started Campbell last night. Hutchinson tonight. I don't think it really matters though.
No, I feel bad for Jack Campbell. It's not good for my fantasy team. But anyways, thanks for everyone who came on. I appreciate all your comments and questions. We're going to be back again Monday night. I just hope they are. I'm Lane.
Brendan here.
See you guys later. Hopefully they win.
Sorry, I thought like the last